So that's why.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Excuse me.
It was made to fill in if you.
Right.
All right, welcome back to the regularly scheduled meeting. There was no reportable action taken in closed session. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of the 13th.
So moved. Second.
Anybody have questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the 22nd special board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving along, thank you. You're gonna have to bear with me as I read this, please. The board meeting is a business meeting of the board held in a public forum to comply with the Brown Act. It is not a town hall meeting with the board. This is time for citizens to present problems or questions they feel the board should discuss. Individuals are encouraged to address the full board, not individual board members. The law prohibits the board from taking action on items not on the agenda. In accordance with AB 361, signed and dated September 16, 2021, Barstow Unified School District will allow for remote participation at the upcoming regular board meeting on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. General public will be permitted to attend the meeting within the boardroom, but may also submit public comment via email per the protocols I am about ready to list. Deadline for submission of public comment will be 12 p.m. on Tuesday, October 11th. If you would like to submit public comment, we ask that you identify the item you wish to comment on in your email message. If your comment does not apply to a specific agenda item, write general public comment in the subject line of your email. Comments on consent discussion, public hearing items, or general public comment will be accepted via email prior to the live open public session. Deadline for submission of public comment will be 12 p.m. Tuesday, October 11th. Submit public comments via email to the superintendent senior executive assistant at Christina_Crane@busdk12.com. Each comment will be read aloud by the public. Excuse me. I was cruising along so well. Each comment will be read aloud by a member of staff as received in the subject and are subject to the 3-minute time limit, approximately 250 words. Comments received outside the comment period outlined above will not be read aloud and will not be reflected in the minutes. Mr. Malin, do we have any public comment via the internet?
Not via the internet this evening.
Okay, I do have 3 cards in front of me. The first one is Darren Haverlock.
It's
Mr. Haverlock.
Mr. Haverlock, all right, my apologies. Mr. Haverlock.
Hi, how's everybody doing tonight?
How you doing,
Everybody's
sir?
good, huh? Yeah, sure you are. Right. So, we're here to talk about the railroad you guys did to my son, Darren Haverlock. My name's Brian Haverlock. I'm here to address the issue before the board today. My son, Darren, was arrested on Barstow High School campus July 13th of this year. His photo was posted on social media for all to see. Barstow Police Department posted this photo. If a person did not know my son, he might look like a crazed gunman, thanks to Barstow Unified School District. This photo embarrassed and humiliated my son and made him appear to be a criminal, which could not be further from the truth. To date, the original post has garnered.
Can we ask that you move back there, please?
The floor is here. This is where I'm at.
Just don't, sir, and I'm gonna ask that just don't, kind of like intimidate board members or something.
There's no
Understand,
intimidating. I'm
sir?
speaking my mind.
I know, sir, I'm asking that you do it and just kind of, I know the
Anyway,
talking along.
to date, this original post by Barstow Police Department has garnered over 600 comments of local friends and family, approximately 95% or more in support of my son, Darren. He's a long-term employee, permanent employee of the district, has been a reliable, hardworking individual for many years. You guys are all aware of that, I'm sure. The comments made in this post ring true to Darren's reputation in the community. Darren's been the go-to guy for years in the custodian shop of the district. He achieved Employee of the Year 2019 school year. All of his hard work over the years have produced great results. Without getting into too many details, the case is in litigation. What I can say is that Darren simply made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, right? All of you here, I'm sure, have made a mistake at one time in your life, and you all need a second chance at some point, correct? Well, today it appears that Darren is in this situation. Since his arrest, some facts have been brought to my attention, and they're very troubling. I've been advised by numerous individuals regarding this information. An anonymous source with the local sheriff's department stated the case should have never been charged as a felony, should have never been arrested. It should have been handled as an infraction by the school district. It's widely known throughout the district of Barstow community there are many examples of discrepancies throughout the district, but we all just want to wake up every day and ignore those, right? Another fact that's very troubling to me, the situation came about because of an illegal search of Darren's bag. Again, the district allowed this behavior. Completely illegal. It appears not one or two, but two of Darren's co-workers decided to search his bag when he wasn't present. Another fact I believe the board needs to be aware of, one gentleman that searched Darren's bag has been noted posting on social media, which appears to be a full confession of carrying a pistol on school grounds during work hours, and this person's still employed at the district, Mr. Eduardo Sanchez. It appears the district would like to throw the book at Darren. I would like to remind the board of the district regarding past discrepancies such as principal in an elementary school whose home was raided by police, illicit drugs were discovered. It's been quietly swept under the rug. How about some teachers discovered giving students some drugs? Again, quietly swept under the rug. How about staff and relationships with staff? Quietly swept under the rug. I would implore the board to seriously reconsider any thoughts of removal of disciplinary action against Darren. It would behoove the district to remove a hardworking, reliable employee who has absolutely zero disciplinary action on his file whatsoever. It would not seem right or fair to discipline or remove him from his position, given the facts I've just stated of other employees that are still working and have basically confessed on Facebook that they carry a weapon. I don't understand how you guys could do this to my son. Every one of you guys today, if you decide to fire my son, it's on your shoulders. You did the wrong thing. It's an injustice that's happening to my son right now. It's not necessary what you're doing. Maybe some harsh words came about. That's all fine and dandy. The community is very aware of it, of everything I've stated today. 98% of your district employees support my son. They came forward and told me. I have lots of friends and family that work at the district. So all of the district must not adopt the memo that you folks here want to throw the book at my son, when 98% of the district that works out in the field loves my son and supports my son, and they feel like he's being railroaded and being done wrong. So each and every one of you has a chance today to do the right thing. Be a hero, not a zero. If you move forward with removing my son from his position, it'll lay each one of you, every single one of your feet. You had a chance to do the right thing today, and I implore you to look in your conscience and to make the right decision. Thank you, and have a blessed evening.
You do the same, sir. Miss Stephanie Everlard.
Hi, I'm Darren's sister. I just wanted to speak in representation of him. My brother's a hardworking man, and it is a huge mistake that he made, and he's been pretty upset ever since that happened, and he loves his job, and we all don't want to see him go through this either. So if you could reconsider, I would just be grateful to you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
That was great.
Katrina Wallace, please.
Latrina.
Latrina, I apologize.
First of all, I apologize to you all because this is molesters and child people that touch kids. They get fired and it's swept them in the rug. They just move them around. So I'm just sorry. a lot of parents have said that they've been calling and asking, what are y'all gonna do about the traffic in the schools? And they feel like they're not being heard, y'all are ignoring them, so I don't know if y'all gonna send out letters or respond so they can know what's going on. Also, you know you're leaving, are you the one gonna be training the new superintendent? And if not, who will, like, who's qualified to do so?
You can get with Ms. Wallace and tell her what this is. Sure. Appreciate it. We're gonna move along, staff report, summer maintenance report, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Ms. Dibble to Mr. Hochstepper, so.
Mr. Hochstetler was here.
James, you want me to bring up which one goes first?
What's that?
The one that says summer.
This one's here, right here.
Yes, we got one.
Okay, summer maintenance 2022. We did a lot of work at the Barstow Junior High modernization. My crew had to move a lot of items off the school before the contractors could proceed. The crew spent 752 man hours removing items, including built-in shelves, cabinets, and items not included in the scope of work. In the library, we got comments from the contractors that that's the biggest library they've ever seen in a regular school district because of the massive amount of work they had to do just to remove all the shelving, built-in shelving, because they were changing the HVAC around and they had to remove all the built-in shelving and everything. And you can go to the next one. And then we also converted the VHS welding room into a weight room for the high school. They couldn't get a welding instructor for this year, so Dr. Jimenez wanted to change it to a weight room to benefit the Aztec football team. So our guys repainted and moved all the items out of the welding shop, and it was quite a bit of work. And it turned out really nice, I think. And then we did a lot of plumbing work. That's the kind of work that's necessary for the district, but you never see it because it's down in the ground where, and we had some really bad, that was at Central. We had the guys went to change the backflow there to be compliant with Golden State Water. And the pipe was completely rotted at the bottom, and the guys in about 2 days completely replaced the pipe all the way from the meter to and put a new backflow in and got us up and going for the school year. And then our plumber also installed, we're starting to get to the things the health department wants, which is hand washing sinks in the school kitchens. So we got one of them done this year, and then we did several repipings there, as you can see. And then we also did some welding work. We had the week before school started, we had an incident where somebody drove through the top of the high school, and unfortunate for us, then our guys get to go over there and repair everybody's misdeeds. So they got it all squared away before school started. So. And then we also do all the fire extinguishers for the district. That's over 550 extinguishers. I'm still the licensed carded person, and our welder is going I think he's going next Wednesday to get his chance at the test for the fire. COVID set us back quite a bit. They weren't testing for the state fire marshal test. So we actually card our own extinguishers, and he had to replace a whole bunch this year to be compliant. We put a new fence at Skyline also. And then our painter worked like crazy. Jimmy's an animal. He painted a whole bunch of rooms, a bunch of doors at the high school. Everything he's done has really benefited our schools. It looks a lot better. And he also, Miss Malden had the idea to paint, after the asphalt slurry was done, to paint all these nice colorful things for the kids, and Jimmy was out there painting them as soon as the asphalt work was done. He did that at several schools. And then our HVAC guys replaced the stuff you guys never see. They replaced a bunch of compressors and units, got some heaters taken care of, did a lot of exhaust fans. Our electrician changed a lot of the hand dryers in the sites, did a lot of electrical upgrades. And then our grounds crew did a lot of irrigation work, replacing pipes and changing sprinkler clocks and so forth. And thank you for your support and patience, guys.
Anything else?
Yeah, any questions?
I just want to say that our maintenance and grounds crew do a lot of work throughout the entire year, but over the summer months, they really put a lot of work and effort and time into what they do. And so thank you, Mr. Hochstetler, for all the work that your crew does.
Yeah, I'll tell the guys tomorrow and for safety meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I think the same goes from the board to
Okay.
relay our thanks.
Thank you. I'll let the guys know tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir. Monthly cash report, Mr. Malin from Ms. Dibble.
So the month of September cash report from San Marino Superintendent of Schools for the month of September, as of September 19, 2022, we have $38,665,517.95 sitting in the San Marino County Treasurer's Office. The report is presented to the board as an information item.
Questions? On the roll report, Mr. Malin from Ms. Dibble again, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And the enrollment report is for the month of September as well. This is comparing month 1 to this time last year. For month 1, we are up by 117 elementary students. We are down by 75 high school students, and we are up by 42 students district-wide compared to last year. And the enrollment report is presented to the board as an information item.
So this is, I'm sorry, last year is the
Correct.
last column on the left. Month 1 last year is the next column, and current is month 1.
We're heading in the right direction.
Yes. I'm just gonna get them to all come to school.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I was gonna say, now that they're all here, you just gotta get this. Move on to the superintendent's report, Mr. Malin from Mr. Malin.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, great news. We were notified recently, we had a great recognition from Mr. Doki on Friday, that Mr. Doki was recommended by the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools to be one of 4 Teachers of the Year for the San Bernardino County. Mr. Doki, as you know, has been a longtime teacher at Skyline North. He has a 5th and 6th grade combo this year. We are ecstatic that he is being recognized, and he will also put forth an application for state recognition as well at this point. Going to be interesting, the recognition for Mr. Doki is on the 25th of October, which is a board meeting night, which will be in San Bernardino, but we'll figure it all out. And so we're looking forward to that. Barstow High School is going to be having an honorable assembly in about 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, that is correct, for the semester 2 from last year, correct? And so that's going to be happening this evening at 6 p.m. And
Yes.
she's going to be on it. We had a great successful homecoming week and dance at Barstow High School, big win over Burroughs. You predicted correctly. It was a win. Congratulations. Appreciate all the efforts by staff to highlight this for our students, and that's all I have right now.
Thanks, sir. We're gonna go on to board reports. Mr. Watson.
I just wanted to start off by saying congratulations to Mr. Doki. That's amazing. I love when our teachers are highlighted, especially to bring more good teachers to our schools. And then I also wanted to thank Mrs. Crane, Mr. Gutierrez, and Mr. Godfrey for helping me out with the snack bar. When I first elected to go to the snack bar, I thought it was going to be a fun experience. It was definitely fun. But it was like I was in Hell's Kitchen with people yelling at us across the way. But yeah, we all came together as a team, and we did a great job, and it was great to see kids and parents and everybody having fun. That's all I have.
Mr. Okamura.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Ms. Clemmer.
I attended the Art Davis renaming street. So did Mr. Watson. It was really, really nice. Very appreciated by the people that attended. And then afterwards we went to the homecoming game, which was a lot of fun. That's it.
Mr. Pratt.
I don't have anything to report at this time.
First, I want to apologize publicly to Mr. Godfrey, Mr. Gutierrez, Ms. Crane, Mr. Watson. I knew how bad the snack bar was, so I went and got really, really sick that morning just to have a good excuse not to go. No, but I do apologize for not being able to attend. It was kind of thing. I was looking forward to working with you folks. Oh, God, thank God. No, heard you guys did a great job. I had a chance to write with our SRO officer, and problem putting the things together. SRO officer at the junior high. I was kind of amazed by what it is that entailed, meaning we had all of the stuff to do with the junior high, and We had stuff to do out in the thing. The day consisted of serving a no trespass at one of the elementary schools. So he oversees the elementary schools also. So mind you, he does the junior high and the elementary schools. It's a problem with elementary schools. So we went down there and handed out a no trespass. We had a bomb scare at DCB, which he had to leave the school and go over there. A welfare check on 4 students. A student had made a claim of something, so we did a welfare check. We went to the lunch back at the junior high. There was a potential problem at the high school, so we went and assisted over at the high school. Then there was a potential gun scare. So in other words, we started at the junior high at 7 o'clock. And I don't think we sat down, but for more than 15 minutes in order to look at something. He had to do some paperwork and he was showing me something in the office. The rest of the time he was going, and had I not had to pick up my own kid, he was still going, and I made him drop me off at the police department to get my car, and off I went. It's imperative that we get, hopefully, that third SRO officer, because they're taxed. And some of the stories I heard after the fact of, what goes on to junior high and stuff, and we could put a bunch of people there, and they would be of assistance all the time. The same at the high school, the same as the elementary school. We here at the district take student safety and teacher safety, employee safety, to heart and everything. And never once did I see, a child in danger, a teacher in danger, or anything else. Granted, it's a little overwhelming. I had no idea what it's like to stand, in the quad up at high school when everybody lets out for lunch. There was a principal down at one end, myself at one end, and an officer right in the middle. And had there been any problem, good luck. I don't know, but everything went smoothly. But I say to every one of you, it's interesting if given the opportunity, or if you would like to, go spend the day with one of the SROs. It's very, very enlightening. That's what I got. Your turn, young lady.
Well, I hope you're all doing well tonight. So I'm going to piggyback off of homecoming. It was a huge success. We won the game. There was no tussle, as we know. But yeah, the boys pulled through. The dance was also a huge success. We sold almost 600 tickets.
Oh, wow.
572. It was really hot in the gym. There's a lot of people. But we profited almost $10K off of the dance, which was really nice. And we got a lot of positive feedback off of that. But going again off of football, the senior night for football is next Friday, the 7th of October. I encourage you all to come out and watch that, because a lot of our seniors have been on the team since freshman year, and they've been doing really well, and they've had a lot of dedication so far. Sorry. But that student section theme, we're kind of appreciating bringing awareness to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That day, we're going to be bringing in breast cancer survivors, and we're going to be honoring them. We're going to be giving out pins. We're going to be giving out bracelets, that sort of thing. So I encourage you guys to come to that. Powder Puff is the week after, the Thursday after, and then after that is the Axe Game. ASB is selling Axe Game t-shirts if you guys want to support, $20 each. Just throwing that out there. Our underclassmen are working the snack bar for Powder Puff, so if you guys would want to help, Hell's Kitchen. It was really bad last year.
Yeah.
But other than that, the Axe Game is the last home game for football this season, so I also encourage you guys to come to that. Volleyball just won another game. Girls tennis is doing great. Winter sports are coming up. At the high school, we just instated PBIS. The program is focused on encouraging better behavior and support to students to take pride and kind of, encourage them to participate more in our activities. And we're implementing it, especially tonight at our honor roll assembly. And yeah, we've had a college fair lately. It helped a lot of our seniors gain some insight onto college, including me. But good news is GCU, Grand Canyon University, is interested in a lot of our seniors. And a lot of us have been accepted already, and we're all getting a lot of scholarships, and it's really nice. But yeah, Fall Festival is coming for the high school. That is October 26th, Wednesday at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. ASB is doing a haunted house under the boys' gym, the haunted room kind of thing. It's actually really scary on its own. Yeah, and we're going to have our club sponsors all over, but I encourage you guys to go to that as well. But that's all I have for you tonight, so thank you.
Thank you, young lady. Miss Shuey. I was going to mix it up. But
Seeing you guys, I'm never getting away from this, but I'm trying to get it a little bit shorter. We also want to congratulate Mr. Doki. These are, I know, 2 teachers that we've had in the history for sure who have been recognized at the county level, and that just mirrors the hard work that each of our members do every day, and not just our members, every staff here. So we're excited for him. As a parent of a student who had Mr. Doki, I know what his class is like. I thank God I didn't have to go on the fishing trip and watch students, go up to the
That was
side.
the best part of the class.
No, definitely not. Funny story for my husband though. I had my membership chair run our numbers. We're at more than 95% of all certificated non-management are members, so that's exciting because we've seen it fall in other areas of the high desert, but not with BEA. I think that speaks to a lot of things. One of the things I wanted to thank the board for allowing us to have a voice in the superintendent process. That meant a lot to membership. It was great going to those meetings and saying, look, our voice matters, what we want matters, and that was great. So thank you so much for that. We also just did a membership engagement. We did Friday Night Lights. So when you were in Hell's Kitchen, I was participating with that. I was like, here's some more fire. We did, each member that showed up, we did $10 total. So a $5 gift card. So give their money back to our students. We raised over $400 to be donated to both the band and football boosters. So it always makes us feel a little bit good inside because we love our students. We're looking to do more for that. Maybe look into our winter sports and our spring sports so that we can help just whatever activity that we can. Also looking into supporting the arts in some way as well. That was funny this time. We are training our site reps to make sure that they understand their roles and responsibilities so that they are matching the vision and mission of both BEA and CTA. That starts tomorrow night, where I will be, me along with the director at the high school. We will be training our high school, so Barstow High and Central High. So excited to do that. We just finished interviews for our bargaining team, so that's finished, and we have a complete bargaining team, so we're excited to bring in some new faces at different levels. It's interesting to talk to elementary teachers that deal with the kindergartners. I don't know how they do it. I would take high school. I would take the entire high school in one class before I did kindergarten. And it takes a special person to do that, and I'm not that special. We have some trainings coming up, and I wanted to thank Ed Services, the board. Ms. Fisher's office is working with us, or Mr. Godfrey's office. We have the new the new educator. I wasn't going to mess that up, but I did. The new educator conference, we reached out to Ed Services and said, hey, we know you have a grant that you were already going to help us with good teaching, which is March 3rd through 5th. Can we get new educators conference as well, which is in December 16th through 18th. And that conference, CTA takes teachers with less than 3 years experience, and they train them and offer supports, and it can be anything from classroom management to how they can get supported with issues. I believe there's even some grant writing in there to help them as well. So I'm excited about that one. We have our fall leadership. It's back, the High Desert Fall Leadership. I know I've seen you before, Ms. Rosenberg, and I think you, Ms. Clemmer, maybe you too, Mr. Upler, in Vegas. So it's a great little conference that we do. We invite the board. We're officially inviting you to attend again. It's great because it's High Desert only. So it's high desert issues. And one of the things that I've noticed now that I'm in my position as president, and I had to fly up to San Francisco and listen to some issues throughout California, high desert is unique. And we talk about it all the time, and our issues are unique. And so that training, we talk about social justice issues as it pertains to the high desert. We talk about human rights as it pertains to the high desert. And we also talk about issues that we are seeing in the students and staff of the high desert. So we invite you guys. It's November 18th through 20th, so it's the weekend before spring break. I don't know, do you guys get spring break now?
Fall break.
Well, not spring break. It needs to be spring break.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving break.
Yes.
You get that week off? You're like teachers, never, right? Never really truly. We're excited because we have that week off, so it's like a kickoff. Unfortunately, I don't get to go to that, but there will be some exec board members there. My son is having his senior day at the University of Oregon, so go Ducks. That's where I'll be. But thank you guys for supporting membership. I know that sometimes things can get difficult in a time where we have staff shortages and we're seeing behaviors that we haven't really seen this amplified before. But together, we're working really well. We appreciate the support from both site admin and district admin, and that's my report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Gonzalez.
I was boring, Ms. Bader. I talked before a while.
Short and sweet for me. I do appreciate being asked to also participate with the superintendent interviews. Giving our input is always nice to be heard and feel like we've been heard. So that was nice. We have our upcoming negotiations meeting Thursday. We are getting ready to hold our nominations and our elections for new board members to start for executive board members, and new negotiations teams to start at the beginning of the year. So we're getting ready to launch that out. We don't have any upcoming trainings at the moment. I'm sorry, I take that back. We do have a FM&O training that we've put out. We do also have a union steward training out. We don't have any participants at the moment, but hopefully we'll keep letting our membership know that those are out there. Our membership has grown since we've been working with the San Jose office headquarters for accounting, as well as our own accounting department, to get some of the there been some transitions between both departments on both sides, and so just trying to rework our membership numbers back up to where they've been in the past. So we are up over 300. I'm not exactly sure where our percentage is at the moment, but they are up. So that's good to know from where they were down before. So that's good. And we continue to talk with our membership. We did have I'm not sure if I told you or not before, we did have our membership blitz, and that was really good. So I think I did tell you guys. So we're going to continue going to the sites and meeting with not only potential members, but our members, so that they see our faces and know that we're there for them in the good and the bad. And again, still trying to get some more interactions with the membership, and move forward with trying to do some fun little things with the membership. So it's just not always business. But money always plays a factor in that. So just trying to figure out ways to facilitate more positive engagement with the membership. And that's my report for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Ms. Newell.
Good evening, board members, guests. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Personnel Commission is scheduled for Thursday, October 13th at 4:30 p.m. It's also when we will be swearing in our new employee representative to the commission. Ms. Overton will be sworn in that day. Barstow currently has 352 classified employees, and we have 3 recruitments open. That's my report for tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Newell. We're going to move on to the adoption of the agenda. We have completed copy K6A2, employment and certificated substitute teachers hourly daily for 22-23, as well as completed copy K6A5, extra duty employment athletics school year 22-23. With that, I will entertain a motion for the adoption of the agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
Anybody wish to pull anything from the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any presentations or recognitions, Mr. Milan?
None this evening.
Any communications?
None this evening.
I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving along, we're going to go to L12, Bucks Unified School District Board of Trustees, appointment of community member to the Personnel Commission. Mr. Malin.
Yes, I placed this on the agenda with the anticipation that we would have a candidate that would be solidified at this point in time, but I wanted to open it up for discussion as we are allowed to, and Ms. Dool, correct me if I'm wrong, but extend Mr. Notario for up to 90 days if possible in his current role. So I still wanted to entertain, we had approached a couple of different individuals that unfortunately were not able to, for various reasons, commit to the 2-year term. So I'm opening up for discussion. If there's any applicant that you think might be viable for the commission from the Board of Trustees appointee, then we can either discuss that here and or I can bring it on the next agenda as well. We will still have to extend Mr. Notario's for a period of time because we have to have a 30-day hearing at that point in time. So we are going to be asking Mr. Notario to generously give that time, which I have no doubt that Mr. Notario would do for us. But it gives us a little bit of breathing room to see if we can get a viable candidate for the board to move forward for the 2-year term.
I would make, or I don't know what you mean by hearing or something, but I would ask.
Well,
Mr.
I say that there's a 30-day time frame
Okay.
where there's a public hearing, I should say a 30-day window of time. After you put the person on the agenda the first time, 30 days transpire before they get approved the next agenda.
Well, I think it would behoove us to get Mr. Notario on the next.
Well, he doesn't have to be on the agenda to continue his.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
His
Okay.
current term.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was, to make sure we do have representation on
Yeah,
the
we
commission.
will continue to have that for up to 90 days beyond
Okay.
his term.
All right, and then everybody get together, list the people he might think, and let's get
That
them
we
to
can
Jeff as soon
approach,
as we
yeah.
can. Anything else on that one?
No.
L12 memorandum of understanding between Barstow Unified and the city of Barstow, Mr. Malin.
Yes, and I'm going to continue the same rhetoric that Mr. Rosenberg was speaking of regarding our school resource officers, which are extremely valuable in our district. We have 2 currently, one housed at, I say housed, he is located at the junior high school, but services our elementary schools as well and the high school when needed. And we also have an officer that is located at Barstow High School. In this contract that we are bringing forward that I've discussed with our chief, Chief Espinoza, we are asking him and for the district to add a 3rd officer that will be housed at Barstow High School that will service our elementary schools at this point in time. And that would begin in January. Chief Espinoza did say that they have 5 current candidates that are in the academy right now, and that will come to the police department in January of 23, and that we could potentially have another additional resource officer as they will be fully staffed at that point in time, starting in January of 23. So that's what this current MOU, which is the contract with the city. Now, after the board approves it, it does go to the city council at that point in time for their review and approval as well. But I'm bringing it to the board as a first step to show that we want to add that additional officer moving forward. So we'd have 3 total in our district at that point. So any questions you may have or moving forward, but we have a great relationship with Barstow PD. We have great resource officers. They do a great job for our district, and adding a 3rd, I think, is needed and would be welcome to all of our elementary schools as well.
I'll entertain a motion for discussion purposes.
So moved.
Second.
Questions of Mr. Malin or comments?
I don't have any questions. I'm glad to see that we're doing this to better protect the district and the kids at the school. So I think it's a great move.
My only comment is if you look at here, it's like yes, we want a 3rd one, and I think it behooves us to lobby Chief Espinoza to get it, because when they bring in their 5, then they have to do their training and so on and so forth. But the 3rd officer is at the discretion of the police chief and staffing, which is part of the contract. So I think that, we should move forward, and as of, January 1st or whenever their first meeting is, say, okay, you have some officers, we want one, and, chief, that officer can go respond to all of your community, but, dedicated out of the high school, and it makes sense. And they were explaining to me, having it at the high school in case there's extra needed help at the high school, because it is a massive thing, that he would respond then to all the elementary schools out of the high school, but would be based there in case he was needed.
And you bring up a good point, would be staffed as available at this point. One caveat that the contract does obviously state is that if there is an emergency need for city, they respond to city business, obviously, first of all, and they are utilized as not district employees, but for district resource officers, school resource officers, unless there's an emergency need at the city level where they have to be taken at that point in time.
Our bomb scared TCB. I had to hold back. It was fantastic. Nobody was getting in there.
You know, a few weeks ago, I was helping serve the football team their lunch, and there was an incident at the high school. And literally within a couple minutes, no more than 2 minutes, there's probably 6, 7 units there. And granted, it's fairly close to the station, but I also think that with them being at the high school, that's a good location because there's so many other elementary schools close by.
Sure.
That they can respond to in a quick fashion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? L13, resolution number 8, week of the school administrator.
Yes, this year we are thankful of all of our school site administrators. Number one, we recognize them for this week of the school administrator, which is the October 10th through the 14th, and want to give them all the kudos that they deserve, and along with our staff that support them as well. It's just something that we give great recognition, and I always bring this forward to just make sure that we have a great understanding of what is expected of our school site administrators and the great job they do for our district.
Entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Discussion, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? L21, public hearing to adopt resolution number 7 of 22-23, Pupil Textbook and Instruction Materials Program. I will adjourn the meeting to open our public hearing. The time now is 5:42, and I did it correctly this time for the first time in forever. So with that being said, Mr. Malin.
Yes, Mr. Godfrey, I'll turn some time over to you during the public hearing to have some comment.
Yeah, this is a yearly requirement from the state. We have to report both to the board and to the county that whether or not we have insufficient materials at our school sites. For the last 10 years, we've had to review 3 school sites. This year, we increased to 8, and we came through with flying colors. 0 insufficiencies.
So we have sufficient materials, which is great. Number one, I know that this was Mr. Godfrey, additional 5 schools that was, and this is something that across the county, many other districts face the same Williams requirement as getting additional schools, and they had 8 total to review, and as additional work that Mr. Godfrey and his team put together was fruitful because we are not in any compliance issues with it.
This is the time for the public to speak. If there's any concerns. We will close the public hearing. The time now is 5:44. I will entertain a motion to approve the program. Correct? Is that the way I
This
wrote
is are you talking about the hearing?
Yeah, I did the hearing, and now we have to approve the textbook and instructional materials
Yes.
program.
Uh-huh.
I will entertain a motion. So moved.
Second.
Anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're gonna move on to L41, which is purchase order of listing for 8/16, 2022, up until August 16th. Yeah,
It's for that one day.
16 to 16, one day. All right, in the amount of $63,764.65. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions of Ms. Dibble concerning the one day? I have a question one day.
Why?
These 8 purchase orders were missed on the original PO report that came to the board back in August for the August 16 timeline, and so we are bringing them to the board tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. I thought I was reading that wrong.
That's why there's 2 different
Yeah,
agendas.
exactly.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? L42, purchase order listing from 9/7 to 9/20 in the amount of, voice clear, $11,617,548.89. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions of Ms. Dibble? Pretty self-explanatory. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? L6A1, resolution number 6 for 2022 and 23, teaching out of the major field of study. Mr. Malin for Mr. Gutierrez, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yeah, this resolution is for Catherine Caldwell. She is a credential authorized to teach preliminary single subject biology, and she's teaching out of the field. She's teaching earth and space sciences, and this item requires action from the board.
I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
My only soapbox is, we're gonna see a lot of these in order to make do, and we appreciate, teachers going above and beyond teaching out of their class and doing other things. We need to find teachers, especially for biology and all the sciences and everything else. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? L6A2, public hearing for for PIPS. I will adjourn the meeting into the public hearing. The time now is 5:46. Mr. Malin for Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, this is to meet an immediate staffing need. We have Eileen Garcia and Luis Lopez, who will be working to, Eileen Garcia will be working to get a multiple subject CSET, and Mr. Luis Lopez will be working on a single subject math CSET. And this item requires action.
This is the time for the public to speak on this issue. I will close the public hearing. The time now is 5:47. I'll entertain a motion. Questions, comments, or concerns? Again, this goes down to teacher shortage, everything else, and we need to find teachers. Tell all your students, tell all your friends, tell all your kids, everything. Teaching is a wonderful way of life. Become a teacher. You will have a job for the longest time. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? L6B1, supplemental assignment, secretary for the limited term substitute, Mr. Malin for Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, Ms. Dibble has identified a need for a limited term substitute position to support the district in coordinating the COVID-19 notification.
I will entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Questions, Ms. Dibble or Mr. Gutierrez? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anybody like to place anything on a future agenda? We need to go back into closed session. We do not. We are adjourned. Thank you, folks.
Stuff for you guys to say.